Hey everybody, Lord Magicus, and it's time to play Merfolk in Legacy. Alright, so we're going to try something different today, a little bit anyway. We're going to play Once Upon a Time in this deck. Now, I really was not looking forward to having to buy this card because this was like 12 something a piece, and I didn't want to spend that much money on MTGO stuff, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet. This card is ridiculously powerful, and so I think it's worth trying in this deck for a few reasons. It's a 0 mana card if it's the first thing that you cast, so it's an excellent card to mulligan to, because it basically lets you fix your mulligan with whatever your hand's missing. And playing this card in our deck lets us do a few different things. First of all, it's because this effectively is a land. If it's the first thing that we play, we can get away with 18 lands instead of 20, which will make our top decks better later on in the game. But also, it lets us find our toolbox creatures a little bit more consistently. So, effectively, if we need something like a spell creature like Merfolk or Curse Catcher or Brazen Borrower, this lets us dig for it in the late game to help us find it. Stuff like Trickster is also very good with this. And it digs for True Name Nemesis, which is helpful because a lot of matchups come down to whether, True Name Nemesis is a card that, either does everything in a match or it does almost nothing in a match. So if you can, once upon a time and dig for that and then, put it into play with either Vial or Cavern, it's going to be very powerful. This also can find Cavern of Souls, so if we're stuck with Hexdrinker in hand, can once upon a time try to find that cavern to play it on, or put it on Snake and get this out through our Chalice. And actually, I'm going to try playing one Collector Oath in our main deck here. I think there are enough stupid LED decks that I'm fine with playing one Oath in the main deck to dig for in an emergency with Once Upon a Time. Because if our opponent if the opponent tries to combo off, you can play Once Upon a Time, and yeah, if they play like Underworld Breach, for instance, you dig for Oath and then Violent Oath in response to Breach, and now all of a sudden they can't actually combo off because they can't crack LED, and unless they happen to have a removal spell in their hand, they're basically just like forfeiting their combo turn, and you get to probably kill them from that point. So playing one of these, this could also be a number of other cards. Like there are definitely other things Mist Caller is really good. This is a card that you might want against a Reanimator deck. But the problem is that it doesn't have Flash, so you kind of have to have Vial on one. So if you make it to turn 2, then this is really good against Reanimator to if you had this card. Probably the card for Reanimator you would want actually is where is it here? Why don't I not see them? Oh, because I'm on my... Yeah, I have to filter it to Legacy, duh. Yeah, against Reanimator, you could play these in your sideboard, and this is a card that we sometimes play in the sideboard anyway. Once Upon a Time, so this is basically a 0 mana way, so if Reanimator is going off on turn 1 and on the play, you can cast Once Upon a Time, try to find Fairy Macabre, and exile the creature out of their graveyard before they reanimate it. So that is definitely a line of play, if that's... So we have a toolbox card that works with this against those kind of decks. There's a couple other ones. Venser here in our sideboard. It's another card where your fear against Show and Tell. Once Upon a Time will effectively help you counter the Show and Tell with Venser. They will see that you have it in your hand, and then they're going to have to decide what it is what it is that they're going to put into play, because it's just going to get bounced immediately anyway. So you effectively this combination will let you stop the Show and Tell player from going off that turn. There's a few other cards that you can look at. One that I was really considering, and I still might try at some point, is Hypnotic Sprite. This is a counterspell on a stick. So I don't know. But the only issue I have with this is that it's 3 mana to do this. So I don't know if this is really what I want in this format, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Any creature that has adventure and is either going to be green or blue is definitely worth keeping in mind, because like I said, it's a spell that you can dig for with Once Upon a Time. So if you have enough mana, this is actually pretty good. I think there's a couple other ones you could look for too, but mostly like any creature that has a spell-like effect. Here, Cerulean Drake. This is one. This one is actually really helpful with Aether Vial because it's a bit like the adventure creatures are a little bit harder because you have to actually pay mana for them and probably this on that turn, but stuff, especially if it costs 2, like this could actually be like a legitimate card to want to play in this kind of deck. Being able to vial this in and counter like a Thoughtseize or something, or like a Culligan's Command, that could actually be really strong. So, yeah, it's just things to think about. And we do actually have one more. We have another target in the sideboard here, Reclamation Sage. I trimmed off one of the Brazen Borrowers and one of the Okos. Because we're on 18 lands, it's going to be harder to cast Oko, so I'm going to go down to 2 of him instead of 3. But also, Reclamation Sage in the sideboard is a creature that we can find with this Once Upon a Time, and it blows up artifacts and enchantments, so sort of fills the void of Return to Nature a little bit. But the benefit from this is even though it's 3 mana, we can actually put it into play with Aether Vial against Blood Moon. So even if Blood Moon is in play, and even if they have, like, say, Chalice on 2, we actually have Sage that can, like, kind of help us break through a little bit, because it opens up lines like, okay, well, we vial in Reclamation Sage, blow up the Blood Moon, then we can, like, play Oko and Elk the Chalice in 2, and then, like, then we can Petty Theft like an Ensnaring Bridge. So our opponent goes from a board of, like, Bridge, Moon, and Chalice to actually losing the game at that point. So there are some cool things this opens up. Like I said, I think it's fine as a one-of because we're still going to be able to dig for it if we really need it. And I mean, we definitely bring this in against like any of the Stoneforge Mystic decks as well. Having Aether Vial means that you can put it in play at instant speed if you are willing to tick Vial up to 3, so it's worth thinking about. What else do I have to say about this? Caracas. Actually, this is another card that you can find with Once Upon a Time because it is a land. So Caracas will come in against Reanimator. It comes in against Show and Tell. Also comes in against the Merit Lodge decks. So yeah, it's not like a tutor, but it will help make your like one-ofs feel a lot more like two-ofs in the deck, and that just gives us access to a wider toolbox of cards to deal with things. I'm going to try Leylines this time. I don't know if I'm going to stick with Leylines or not, but I feel like we should give it a shot. See if it has any better success against, against like the Breach decks. Just because if they're going to play Shenanigans, we may as well play a card that's a lot harder for them to deal with. And this way, now we have the trifecta. We have a creature that they have to deal with, an artifact they have to deal with, because Chalice and 0 will turn it off, and now an enchantment they have to deal with in order to win the game. So that's a pretty good combination of hate. Like, there's not really a lot of cards that can deal with all 3 of those things. It's difficult, so we can assemble pretty good board states with it. And like the Once Upon a Time digs for the oafs, so like it really lets, like, we have the ability to kind of mulligan to this if we want, and still also have like Once Upon a Time to fix our hand even if we mulligan to Leyline. Because a lot of times maybe your Leyline hands are not particularly great, but you want to keep them just because it's the only way you can do it. So hopefully this is going to smooth those out a little bit. Yeah, and like I said, just getting True Name against the fair decks, like, paying 3 mana, digging for True Name, and vialing it in, very, very powerful, because you can just go instant speed all of a sudden. Now I have, Nemesis in play, and you weren't expecting that, so. There are definitely, like I said, there are other things you can do, stuff like Wasteland, Maze of Ith, Bajuka Bog. They're all reasonable cards to want to play alongside this, and some of them you can even consider maybe crop rotation to go with them. I didn't want to go with it. The slots were kind of limited for this, and I figured this would just be fine as is. So I'm just going to play one Caracas as because I think this is reasonable against enough decks by itself that I'm fine with this like this. Yeah, and anything else I want to say about this before we get into this? Not really. I mean, it's possible that Wasteland might be a problem. We did cut one of the basic islands, so And we cut one of the Cavern of Souls because, like I said, we can dig for it a little bit easier now. So we'll see if it works. Force of Negation probably still just a necessary evil. Like, there's just like, yeah, if we run into decks, like, we still need this. That sucks because of Veil of Summer, but at the same time, like, I don't know what a better plan is, because this covers a lot of other stuff too. Like, we really want this to counter stuff like Life from the Loam and Punishing Fire. Things that you absolutely do not want to go into the graveyard. So, other than that, I think this is fine. Yeah, and, you know, we might get into a scenario where maybe, like I said, Once Upon a Time Vents are still fine. There are other cards. I did also consider potentially running like one Urborg in order to be able to hardcast the ley lines, but I think with 18 lands, like, I don't really want the Urborg. But it's something you can consider, especially if you're going to play something like Crop Rotation, then that turns Leyline into a castable card with Urborg, so, you know, maybe that's relevant in the future. It's like I said, there are some things, like some tech things that you just want to put in your back pocket because maybe not now, but at a later date they might be relevant, so... I'm sure that we might end up looking deeper into the toolbox of spell creatures or things like this, or like hate bears, like I said. Anything that, like, Once Upon a Time can find that, like, disrupts combo, or, you know, just, like, disrupts decks in general is really strong. Like, this card is very powerful. We have Aether Vial to leverage it, so I want to see if we can make proper use of it. Alright, that is enough blabbering. Let's go and play Legacy. And if you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe, and, you know, tell me in the comments what you like about what you're seeing and what you don't like. I know the last league I played went okay, but I did also notice a few mistakes in there, so, and I noticed nobody has mentioned them in the comments yet. Sometimes you guys are all over it, but there's stuff that I did wrong that you can call me out for. Yeah, Imitation Crab Meat, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I have all my decks are now properly named, so if you ever, like, look on the sidebar, you might see the list of my deck names for different formats. Naming things is, like, a lot of fun. You should always name things. Don't give them boring names. That's dumb. It's like one of my favorite parts of playing Pokemon is just naming all the Pokemon after ridiculous random stuff. My Charizard, by the way, is always Nicol Bolas. So that's the magic related one that I play with that. But I have a bunch of other ones, like the Dragonite I start with is always I always start with a Dratini, like, whenever possible, and I name it Tiamat. There's a few other ones that, like, I usually have in my party, but, like, Aerodactyl is named Leroy. Oh, that's really loud in my ear. So, yeah, Aerodactyl I named Leroy after Leroy Jenkins because he's the suicide lead. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it. Alright. We are on the play, and this is Samus SSP. Neat. I would love to be in the play. This hand looks perfectly fine to me. I'm going to keep it. You have Force and Sure Name and Cavern of Souls to be able to play it, so play Polluted Delta, and then probably Botanical Sanctum. Okay, they kept 7. Let's see what we're up against. Maybe this will be a force check deck where, if, you know, we just force something in turn 1, we might win. More likely than not, that's not going to be the case, though. People like to say there's a lot of force check decks in Legacy, but there's not as many as you would think. Ooh, okay, well, this looks like it might be one of them, actually. Chrome Mox is usually a sign of either Reanimator or Mono Red Prison. And if it's Prison, then I think, yeah, forcing whatever the dumb thing is they do in turn 1 matters a lot. But they're going to tell us with what they exile here. Sure. So what card are you exiling? Alright, this is Mono Red Prison, so... absolutely haram. I don't need to crack this just yet. Alright, well... They have 4 cards in hand. I might just petty theft something this turn. If they play Chandra, I'm certainly going to petty theft that. Chalice on 1 is not a concern to me at all. I might even just petty theft the Chrome Mox because it's a mana source and they need it. No, you know what? I shouldn't do that because there's definitely a possibility where I might actually... you know what? Maybe I was actually correct to name Snake there because, yeah, you know, I disagree with this choice. They're not forcing anything, so, you know what? I did not need to make True Name Nemesis uncounterable. I'm going to hold on to the Borrower just because I want it to deal with Ensnaring Bridge if they play it. Okay, I'm not scared of this. Well, I can't play anything right now. They can't block anyway, so that doesn't matter. But we need to attack before they get bridge down. And also before, like, you know, we have to cast this before Blood Moon becomes a thing. There's nothing better to do with our turn here, so... Just holding the Borrower for safety is fine. Yeah, I don't care about that. I guess they're going to throw away spells here. Sure. Just to keep this from attacking. That's fine. We just want to set up a turn where we can just bounce Ensnaring Bridge and win. Yeah. Okay, so I think we actually are very close to winning here. What we need to do is be able to bounce this bridge and play Brazen Borrower at the same time. Right now there's not a lot of value. The thing is, if we can find like any way to turn this bridge offline, I think we'll be good. So if I draw Force, like I definitely want. Okay, that helps a lot actually. Because now that gives us more options if we draw another Lord. Or if they can't use the Ancient Tomb now. Because they use the Tomb, we can bounce Bridge and they're dead to this. They're just top decking a bunch of stupid spells that don't do anything. We have a lot of live draws. This could be Chandra. 2 damage to each opponent. Okay, he's just dealing me 6 damage. Neat. I think we just win, right? We just petty theft, Ensnaring Bridge, and attack. He has no cards in hand, so this just wins the game. Yeah, he used the Ancient Tomb. That was the mistake. So, Brazen Borrower doing the job. It's a good way to start off a league. Alright, so against this deck, Collector Oath is actually sort of okay. It turns off their Chrome Moxes, but the same, we want the Reclamation Sage for sure. We want the Dismembers for sure. Like, we actually have a lot of cards to bring in against them. So, the cards that are not good, well, Chalice is not particularly good. Hex Drinker is very dangerous because, like, I think we just cut the 1-drops entirely, to be honest. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We want the forces. I think the Once Upon a Times is fine. So the only question is, do we want any more oafs? I don't think so. I think just one is okay. We need Dismember for like Rabble Master. Oops, I just hit my monitor. Yeah, this looks okay. Keep Oko, just that's fine. Let's submit this. Because we don't want to turn off our vials with Oath, but at the same time, like, it is a creature that can attack, and it doesn't die to Chalice in one, so I think we'll keep one in just in case. Alright, well, we have to mulligan this, because we have no lands. This is actually fine. We'll keep this, and we'll put a vial in the bottom. Let's just hope they don't, like, turn one Trinispherus. Okay, well, that's promising. We want to try to get Oko online. They don't have anything yet, so maybe they're, like, hoping to go for, like, Chandra. I don't really want to play this. This doesn't really help right now. I want to hold on to Brazen Borrower. If I play the Oath, then... really want to get to this. The only thing that helps is that this actually does put a clock on them. I mean, right now, I only have 2 cards that work with the Force anyway. And I don't really want to do it with either of these. But the thing is, if I play the Oath, then it's going to be a lot harder to use this Reclamation Sage. Oh, he's just... I think they might have been trying to pass priority here. I can wait a turn because I can always vial it in next turn if I really want. You know what? They might have just been trying to use the F key here. Oh, I don't have the things turned on. Yeah, here. So, yeah, this is a little bit awkward. This is not the spot I want to play this because playing this makes it harder to do this in case he plays like Blood Moon. If he plays Blood Moon, I'm definitely just going to tick Vial up to 3 and then bring this in. That's totally fine. Ancient Tomb, alright. Goblin Rabble Master. I guess stop on my opponent's turn, right? Oh, okay, Pyroblast. Okay, so can I defeat this? You know what? That's fine. They had to have just drawn that this turn. Okay, well that's helpful. Yeah, we're just gonna go with Merfolk. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. So I think here what I'm gonna do is Elk this thing, and then probably Vial in the Oath. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We might. I could also just let Oko take some damage. But the thing is, if I Vial in the Oath, I can then just Elk the Aether Vial. So then I have a Vial and Collector Oath. It does make this a little bit weaker, but so be it. Means if they have Ensnaring Bridge, I can still just blow it up. I have multiple ways of dealing. The only thing I don't have a way to deal with is Blood Moon. I can also Elk the Collector Oath as well. That's definitely an option. Actually kind of like that one. Depends what happens here. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, that's okay. Because if this is Ensnaring Bridge, that's fine. Just stomp. Oh, he's going to stomp Oko. Alright, yeah, that's going to happen. Alright, what now? Alright, casting it. That's not great, but... I am going to tick this up. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, like, that particular card was not really something I could do much about. So we didn't have force up, so... I was hoping they were just going to try to kill this thing. But, no, Pyroblast is really good. They had that the whole time. City of Traders, yeah. It's gonna kill... Alright, well, I think I have to counter this. I need the Aether Vial to stay alive, and I think I want this thing to stay alive for right now. I need to get True Name in play so I can start walling these things off. Okay, I'm gonna take it. That's actually kind of helpful. So I could actually play Oko and Elk the Aether Vial. Take 7 damage again. I think I have to play Oko. Do I attack her with both, or do I attack him? I think I have to go after Chandra. If they go after Oko, that's fine. They have to kill Oko with both things, but then that leaves Chandra defenseless. Alright, what do we got? Exile Chrome Mox. Yeah, that's 2 damage to her face. Ow! Alright, well that's gonna... yeah, we are just dead. Alright, well, he got us in that one, that's for sure. So he has Pyroblast and Fiery Confluence, so... I think maybe I would rather have the Curse Catcher here. Actually, you know what? The Hex Drinker is sort of okay as well. Oh my god, there is a ridiculously scary bug crawling up my wall right now. I'm going to submit it. Yeah, I'm going to put the Chris Catcher in. I need to get this thing off of my wall right now. I think we keep this. Yeah. I need this. This has to go away like right now. I cannot allow this to be a thing. Nope, that's not going to work. I need something much, much sturdier than that. Okay. Calm down. This thing is scary as hell. I am an insectophobe, and this it's like one of those millipede things, and freaking out just like a little bit. I need to find something that's you can get it onto. Alright. God. It just fell on my floor. Jesus Christ, this thing is fast. Alright. Crisis averted. I didn't die. Alright, it's okay. We're good. Alright, let's cast our Once Upon a Time. I guess we just get Island here. Yep. If we goes for a Rabble Master, then the Dismember is going to be very good. Alright, what do we got? Yeah, Blood Moon's fine. We can play Merfolk, Trickster, or Lord of Atlantis. I think we're going to hold up the Trickster. Spirit Guide, oh. Chandra, alright. I mean, that's actually okay, because we can still attack it for 3. That's pretty good. Alright, opponent. Well, no offense, but I hope you're wrong. So now you can't use Chandra to kill my things. I still have Force of Will up. And Dismember. I'm not going to play the Lord of Atlantis, and I think I need it for force right now. There's also a real possibility we might hardcast this at some point this match. Okay, Blood Moon is not going to do anything, so there's no point in casting it. Karn, okay, that is a must counter card. Let's hope he doesn't have Ensnaring Bridge. If his last card is like a Rabble Master, that would be ideal, because we have the answer to that. We just can't answer Bridge this turn. It looks like maybe his last card is a land. Alright, well now we have Force of Will up. So I think we're in pretty good shape right now. Pyroblast is meaningless here. We have a clock on board, and we're going to win this game unless our opponent top decks ridiculously well. That's also very good. Well, if they didn't play a card last turn, they might have been bluffing a land. Let's attack. We can play the Vial this turn to try to tick it up, because we can still play Force of Negation. Alright, so they don't have another Pyroblast. That's good. So now if we draw another Lord, we can Vial it in and still hold up our Force. Top decking well, opponent, that's for sure. Those are must-answer threats. We are top decking like poop, though. Get another Vial out. Please draw a creature, because then the Dismember does something. If they're playing a land, that still means their last card is probably a land. Because there's no reason for them to... So tick this one up, and no on this one. I don't want to play this yet because I want him to think I have two things I can actually do. Okay. Alright, well, we are out of answers. We need to, like, now he has to, like, brick, or we have to draw more answers. So we'll tick both of these up. Oh my god. That's terrible. Alright, I guess we're just going to play this Aether Vial. We might lose this match now. If he draws one more good card... Alright. So we'll tick this one up. Please draw a Force. Force would be perfect. Not bad. No, that actually does win the game. No, it doesn't, because there's a Blood Moon in play. You may have missed it. Sure, if you boil them. Oh my god, that's awful. Yeah. Alright. I think that we got this. No. 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 Alright. Alright, good games, opponent. That was tight, because he drew just as many threats as we had answers to them, so... Merfolk Trickster just did the entire job, like, by itself. Like, it had help from Lord of Atlantis for, like, one turn, and then afterwards it was useless, so... Alright, well, that was close. So, fortunately, yes, the opponent misread the bug. Alright. Oh. Alright, now that thing was ridiculously scary. Like, my face feels like it's just burning red all. Ugh. I have no, like, the fact that they're so fast, too, and, like, it almost just ran across, like, the floor and it nearly managed to get underneath things where I wouldn't have been able to chase it. And that's exactly the worst possible thing that could happen when you're going to go to sleep after playing a league for 2 hours. You just have this ridiculously scary bug monster just floating around your room. You have no idea where it is. Maybe it's going to screw with you when you're sleeping. Just, no, please, not that. Please, please, no, 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 not that. I don't need that in my life. You know what? It was crawling up on the picture of Nicol Bolas right on top of my monitor, too. It was... No, no, come back. Where are we here? Wing 0 FNC? Or what is it? Wing... I don't know. We're on the play, so we're gonna definitely play. I guess we keep this? I don't know, maybe Yoko or Force is gonna be good enough. Like, it has mana and power cards, so that's usually my rule to keep a hand, is it has to be able to do something strong, and I guess both Force and Oko are strong. If I'm pitching anything, it's probably Lord of Atlantis, and I'm going to try to win with Oko. Mull to 6 is usually a good sign, too. So we'll probably just play, like, Flooded Strand here, and then just pass. We'll wait to see what they're going to do. Flooded Strand, okay. Alright, Lord of Atlantis, huh? I don't know what we're up against, but we can safely deploy a Lord here. Flooded Strand means, like, we're probably not going to see Wasteland. I feel safe getting 2 Tropical Islands. Because I don't want to draw Tropical Islands. And I want to keep islands in my deck in case there's, like, something weird like Path to Exile that makes us search for them. Now, even if they Wasteland us, it wouldn't be a big deal. There's probably a Lightning Bolt waiting for this Lord. Well, that's good. Let's attack with this. See if he's willing to do something. No? So this might be a Breach deck, actually. It could be Delver, but I think that it's most likely Breach, which is why they haven't done anything. So if it is Breach, they have Daze and Force of Will in their deck, so we probably want to hold on to these two. playing the Lord and missing 1 damage on it was kind of our way of baiting to see if it was a Delver deck that had like Lightning Bolt in it. Or maybe like Miracles with Swords to Plowshares, but this looks like it's probably one variant of the Breach deck. No, okay, so never mind. Ancient Tomb means this is probably a Show and Tell. I would really like to not see that. Yeah, they have Spell Pierce, Flusterstorm. Alright, F6. I can't deal with that, so no. That's actually very good, though, because now Merfolk Trickster can definitely put the hurt on them. It's going to effectively counter a sneak attack. And we'll set up for a win next turn, so if they can't deal with Trickster, they lose. I guess we just hope that they don't have anything else in the top of their deck that can stop this. So they find Emrakul, they find Emrakul. I can't win through that. Okay. They have 9 cards. They might have another Gristlebrand. They might have an Emrakul. So they have to find something this turn because we're going to kill them. Well, even if they have to put what? They have to put 2 creatures in play, right? Because they're only at 2. So, yeah, if they don't find Gristlebrand or... Yeah, Gristlebrand is the only thing that did it there. They'd have to find a second one of those. Because if they just played Emrakul, we have 7 permanents in play, and they're only at 2, so we would actually be able to kill them on the crackback. So we got there in Game 1 against Sneak and Show. Interesting. Alright, so we definitely need Venser for this. We need Karakas. Reclamation Sage is actually not bad. Oof is not terrible either, because it can turn off Lotus Petal, but I don't know if we need it that badly. We do want Force of Negation. Chalice is fine, but I think we want to take out Hex Drinker. And this is not a True Name Nemesis match at all. This is not really an Oko match either, to be honest. It can be, but it's really not. Brazen Borrower, it's sort of a Brazen Borrower match, because it can... I don't know. Like, this is also kind of dubious. Yeah, I don't think the Oko's not like the kind of card we want for. We don't want to be grinding things out. Actually, took out too many cards. So we could actually bring in these if we want. It turns off Aether Vial though. I don't know. We have to take in 2 more things. Maybe Oko is okay. So I guess if they just show and tell for value and just put like Emrakul in play, maybe Oko is okay there. I don't know about that. Maybe Hex Drinker is actually a little bit better because it attacks them faster. You know what? I kind of like that plan a little bit more. Trickster is fantastic. You know what? No, I like the Hex Drinker more. I'm going to say Oath is not the right card for this. Let's keep our curve nice and low so we can aggro them out. Alright, let's do it. It's a good start to this league. Unfortunately, the Once Upon a Time is our only non-land, or non-mana source, I should say, and it's not even guaranteed to hit anything, so we got a mulligan. This is much better. We can keep this. We just have to put a Lord in the bottom. And I guess our plan is to try to stick Chalice in 1. Yep. They might be able to go off in turn 2, but hopefully that means with like if they have turn 2 with the Show and Tell plus Force, then there's nothing we can do about it. Well, maybe not. Scalding Tarn pass. So we have 2 forces up here. I'm going to put Chalice in 1 because it's going to hurt them a lot. Looks like they might go for it. I really want to play that, but at the same time, the Chalice is more important right now. Oh, cancel. We need to play the other land first. That's a good sign. They didn't have anything for that, so... hopefully we can not have to burn our master on this turn. Please. They didn't have a force last turn, so let's hope they don't now. They might have... oh, nothing. Okay. They just had 2 show and tells. Alright, we need interaction. Pass. So they have 4 cards. We have nothing left, though. Yeah, that's terrible. We are fucked. That's gonna totally screw us. They do bring in, like, usually 1 or 2 copies of that card, so... they're gonna probably do this in the end step. So, Brazen Borrower actually would be good here. No! We need a land for that. That's not helpful right now. So now they can do this. Yeah, just put in Emrakul. Like, we just concede to that, basically. Alright, we're dead. That's enough to kill us. Yeah, no, they just had enough stuff that time, so... I guess... part of the thing is, like, we don't want to bring in too many non-creature spells. Like, I don't want to bring in the Dismembers, too. We only have 22 creatures in our deck, and we need them in order to win the game. I think we just have to run it back like this and hope that they don't have that card. Or if they do, then maybe we can Brazen Borrower and bounce it. I would love to play first. This hand really does not interact with them at all. Like, jeez. Alright, maybe I just have to keep it anyway, just because it has a really fast clock on it. I'm gonna try. They kept 7, that's not a good sign. If you want to counter this, be my guest. So I'm almost definitely going to play this Cavern and Snake if you counter this, so... if they're burning force in that, then that means maybe their hand is a little bit slow. It might be vulnerable to double Hex Drinker here. So we really want, like, Force of Negation. So that way, if we have Force of Negation, then it's hard for them to go off through that. They just burned a Force. They pitched Artisan. Okay. I'm going to play that to get around Chalice on 0. Alright, so we're going to name Snake. And we're going to play Caracas next turn and hold up Brazen Borrower and hope that's good enough. If they just cast Show and Tell, we can put Caracas in play and bounce Emrakul, so... alright, go to class. What are the odds they could put this back into play again this turn? Alright, so they're only going to draw 7 cards, that's fine. discarded sneak attack and show and tell. That's good. I kind of want to hold up the Brazen Borrower here. If I attack them, or the other option is I can make this. I can attack them for 6. You know what? That only leaves me with Caracas, but it only leaves them with 1 turn. Whereas, what's the alternative here? If I could also leave up flashing in Brazen Borrower, because that way, then it would be 6. I can attack for 9 next turn. This also gives me the opportunity to potentially bounce something. Oh, but if I use the Hex Drinker now, they can't use Gristlebrand. Alright, you know what? I like this. I like the idea of turning this off. We should definitely do it at least once, no matter what. Right. Oh, they'll be at 7 anyway, but... trying to think, like... Yeah, this leaves us the option to cast Petty Theft and Caracas, so... let's do it like this. I think we're in a good spot, though. Okay, you have City of Traders. Okay. I think they're dead. Because we're just going to level up the snake and kill them. Right? Uh... No, they're not quite dead. Trying to think. That was a mistake. I should have left up the Once Upon a Time instead. Alright, that's fine. Alright, well that was definitely a mistake. I should have not tapped this, but since I already tapped it and I can't do anything else with this, I may as well do that. Gristlebrand cannot sneak attack me. Merfolk cannot sneak attack me. Yeah, Ponder is not going to... I think they're dead at this point because either one of these is lethal. Yep, alright. So we got there. Hex Drinker actually did a good job. So you know what? I'm glad that we left in Hex Drinker here. That seemed like that was the winning plan, just to have a very aggro hand against them. So 2-0 so far, not bad. So both of those decks can be a little bit rough, but I think they're both usually at least somewhat favorable to us, depending on our build. I think that we have a pretty good match against them. So I expect to win those most of the time, and I'm happy we did. So this is Senor Larson, and Senor Larson has won the die roll. This hand is actually pretty interesting. I think we're going to keep this, actually, because we're going to play Once Upon a Time and then play Aether Vial. We're likely going to get a land with this. Mox Diamond is usually bad for us, so it means maybe Once Upon a Time is going to have to dig for a True Name Nemesis. Yep. Chalice is usually very bad against these decks. Alright, well, this is land, so we're definitely fucked. So against lands, I guess we're just getting True Name Nemesis and hoping for the best. Play Chalice on 0 to turn off more Mox Diamonds in the future. What are you doing? Okay, that's fine. Fortunately, we have another Aether Vial, so if they don't draw, like, if they don't have, like, Life from the Loam, maybe we have a chance here. If they have Life from the Loam, they get Wasteland and just blow this up and we die. Like, really, really badly. Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, Exploration. Oh, we are fucked. That's very bad. And I guess we're just going to play Hex Drinker here. Because I want to be able to attack with it next turn. Helpful. Can eventually just give this protection from everything if we keep trying enough. So I think that's a good plan for right now. Let's try to get it out of Punishing Fire range, and then we'll try to get it. Yeah, then we'll try to get it out of. We'll try to get it out of Maze of Ith range. There's no point because they can just maze it. So it'll be 4. If we draw another land, so it can go next turn 5, and then the turn after 8. And then we can tick up the Aether Vials. If they, like, at this point, we have to just try to get this as a 6/6. That's the only way we're beating lands. We need them to not draw cards, like, for a turn. True Name Nemesis and Hex Drinker are the only way that we are breaking through Maze of Ith plus Thespian Stage. We have to have them brick and just draw shit. The second they find something like Punishing Fire, this is going to die. So, well, they can cast it because they can use the Mox Diamond for it, so that would suck. Our plan then will be to tick up Aether Vial to 3 to get out True Name Nemesis. I think. Why do you have a pause in my turn right there? Okay, well, these are legendary, so that's not important. Yes. Putting the Master in play doesn't do anything right now. So they might have Punishing Fire in hand. I can't put True Name in play just yet. Well, I guess I could. So they played a land, so that's a good sign. Now, if I put True Name in play and I draw a land, then I can do that. But otherwise, I think it's worth just, guaranteeing I get 6 damage in instead of trying to go for 9. Always no. The Force of Will helps a little bit because now we're protected against crop rotation. Okay, so Hex Drinker is doing the job against lands. Okay, I don't think that really does anything for them. I don't really need to play True Name, though. I could just, like, play Chalice in 1. That might make more sense. Oko. I guess I should counter that, right? No. Do I even need to? They gain 3 life out of it. Like, it's not going to do anything. So what are they going to do? Create a food token? Like, that doesn't do anything. They gain 3 life. I kill Oko and still... Yeah, I think this is fine, because... If they have crop rotation, we are dead, so but I feel like if they had it, they would have already done it. They had to have just drawn this turn. If I don't... Yeah, so I guess the deal is if I counter this here... Alright, I'm going to take the risk. Because they had to have just drawn this. And I'm not going to put True Name in play yet, because I want to play this Chalice in 1. I absolutely need to pay 1 for that. Okay. Curse Catcher is irrelevant. This will turn off crop rotation from Victory. And this will still kill them next turn anyway. So we put the shields down for a second, but this guarantees they die next turn. Okay, we beat lands. That was brutal. Okay, fuck. It's not a match that I expect to win game 1 very often. So Collector Oath, we don't need that. Curse Catcher is pretty poor. Chalice is sort of okay, but also sort of not okay. What do we want against this deck? Force of Negation and probably... See, the other thing, like, Venser is sort of good, but also sort of not good. Caracas is also sort of good and sort of not good. Like, it's good if they make Merit Lies, we have a chance to bounce it, but the odds that's going to come to fruition are very low. Excuse me. I don't think this is a good matchup for Oko, actually. You could bring in Reclamation Sage because this... oh, no, you know what? No, we need Venser. Alright. And the reason is because of Glacial Chasm. Because we don't have any other way of beating Glacial Chasm, so that Venser has to come in. Which makes the Caracas a little better because it can help us cast Venser. So I have to take out 1 card here. I don't really want to take out, like, any of these. I could take out 1 Once Upon a Time. I guess that's fine. We're not going to have mana to cast that spell very often, so I guess that's okay. This isn't really the match where I want to have Chalice, but like it's such a poor match that I think that just trying to get them on 1 is really the only plan that we reasonably have. So, this is itchy. This is actually not a terrible hand. I think we keep this. We're gonna play a Once Upon a Time file and then turn to Chalice and just pray, pretty much. And otherwise, it's going to be the same as last time. We're just going to try to get there with True Name Nemesis. They kept 6 cards, so 6 cards is usually a good sign. Yep. Itchy, itchy. Discarded Field of the Dead, okay. So we'd really like to draw Force of Negation. Alright, these are actually some good options, but I'm going to take True Name Nemesis here. And we're going to play the Aether Vial. Get Basic Island because I don't want them to wasteland us out of the game. Okay, sure. Abrupt Decay's fine. So, we still have another land. We can start casting our lords. I'm still not... I don't have any green cards that I'm really concerned about casting. Right? So we sided out a lot. Like, we have the Hex Drinker still, but, like, you know, there's a Once Upon a Time... We took out, like, what? 4 green cards, so... I guess we just play lords and hope that's good enough. Draw a card. Are we looking for Pyroblast? I guess, do I wait and play this? No, I'm going to try to play 2 lords so I can play her on Punishing Fire. And if they play Punishing Fire this turn, I will play Chalice next turn. Okay, well, now I kind of feel like I need to play Chalice in 1 or I'm going to die. Alright, well, let's play Chalice in 1. Do you have crop rotation? No. Okay, no Punishing Fire, no crop rotation. That's got to be good, right? So what are the cards you have in your hand? What? I can't imagine what you have. Alright. So let's just keep the dream alive here. And pass. They have Maze of Ith, so attacking is pointless. It's just going to waste time. Now we'll start jamming Churname Nemesis to play through the Maze of Ith, but playing the 2 lords keeps... Alright, well, I guess we're going to play more lords. Sure. Unless we draw a land. Ooh, that's interesting. We have to kill Oko. Just hopefully this is going to be good enough. If you have Tabernacle, we're in trouble. So please do not play Tabernacle. This is also dangerous now because they can elk this Chalice at any given point if they draw crop rotation. So that's why I need to kill him. The other option is, like, if we just let Oko live. Okay, so that's got to be good for us, right? Oh, shit. Now we are dead. They just drew Dark Depth, so, you know, we're screwed. Yeah, because Stage is just going to copy Dark Depth, so we lose. Alright, opponent just naturally found it, so whatever. There we go. That's... I mean, we couldn't really deal with that. That was just how it happened, so whatever. It is what it is. I think Caracas would have been a good draw there, but that's... You know, it is whatever. The Chalice is sort of weak, but we don't really have a better choice, so... On the play, I think I would do play it on 0 if I have it in my opening hand. Let me just run this back. We were just racing Merit Lodge, and they found Merit Lodge in time. I think if we had like 1 more turn, I think we possibly could have gotten there. We might have needed 2 more turns. Oko like set us back like by 2 turns, so that hurt. So go into game 3 against lands. That's not where I really want to be, but you know it's where we're gonna be at. So. We just have to hope that they keep like a poor hand in game 3 and that we have a good hand in game 3. So the match is not good. I would love to play first. I think I have to keep this. I mean, I don't really want to, but it's not terribly good. But it has lands, it has creatures, and it has something so we don't die to, like, crop rotation. If they go for a combo. Let's not forget to play a land here. We are on the play after all, so that matters. Exploration. I think I'm just going to force this, and that's going to slow them down by a lot. I'm going to fetch because I don't want to draw a land, so... That's helpful. So what do we... I think we just pass. We're going to play Merfolk Trickster at the end of their turn. I kind of want to see what they're working with first before I deploy any creatures. This might bait out Abrupt Decay. Okay, well, this is the fastest clock that we can put on the board, so... that's bad. If they get Tabernacle, it's not the end of the world. Ooh, Verdant Catacombs, okay, so... Does that mean... Traded a... Okay, or maybe you just are setting up for life in the loam? It's possible. I can't target this, so... No! Oh my god, no! Fuck me! They have Plague Engineer? Alright, well... Here's the... Where were you?! Oh my god. We don't have any of the Dismembers in the deck. We didn't bring them in. We don't have Okos left either. Like, we are fucked against this thing. And here's the other problem, like, even if I play a Lord, he can just, like, kill the Lord with the stupid Cabal Pit. I think I have to play Once Upon a Time and try to do something with that. None of this... I guess we have to get Tropical Islands and play it and just hope for the best. It doesn't have Threshold yet, so... We do have Island Walk because they found Tropical Island, so... Fuck, this is really weak, though. Yeah, Mox Diamond. Discard a land. Or you could just be trying to build up Threshold. Alright, no, discarded Tabernacle. Okay, well... No, oh my god. Alright, we lose. No, technically we don't. We could still play Hex Drinker, but they had 2 Plague Engineers. Fucking Christ. Jesus! I guess we should have, like, this is just getting worse and worse. Like, we have, like, almost nothing to, like, come back from it. We have literally, like, Hex Drinker. And I don't even know if we have enough time to find it and play it. Because we're going to take 4. We can make Hex Drinker a 4/4, I guess. I don't know, like, it's not technically over. We're still... It's very, very close. Like, if we find Hex Drinker, we can theoretically, like, get it to a point where it can deal with these things. If they go for Merit Lodge, we at least have, like, 2 answers to it now. This is 12, so how many turns do we need? So 12, we make it a 4, and then we go to... I think we have, like, 2 turns. Alright, come on, Hex Drinker. Pass. Yep. Tireless Tracker. Okay, we're fucked. We can't beat this now. The tracker is too much. Because we're going to go to 8 here. But it means we have to be able to deal with the Tireless Tracker. We lose. Alright, well, lands beat us in game 3. Like, whatever. Double Plague Engineer is ridiculous. I guess, I don't know, like, what we could have done. Maybe we need to bring in Dismember because they're just going to bring in that stuff. But that matchup is so ridiculously bad for us that, like, it almost any sideboard strategy that you're gonna like do against them, they have ways to just negate it. Like if you go on, if you're trying to jam like Lord, sometimes I guess their version of the deck probably wasn't playing Punishing Fire. We didn't see them get any red mana sources, but it's definitely not unheard of for like. It looks like they're playing a bug version of lands, and I guess they just want to have like Plague Engineers, but it's certainly not unreasonable for them to just have like like one Grove or something that they can tutor for, and there's like a Taiga. That would definitely be possible. At the same time, like, I don't know, like you bring in Dismember and they play like Merit Lodge or something, like they don't necessarily have to play 3-mana creatures that you can Dismember and do anything. So that card, a lot of times, is just dead against them. Like game 2, I don't even think they played a creature game 2, so it didn't like do anything. But in the same game 3, like they played 3 creatures, so their strategy can vary wildly. Like they also like tabernacled us one game and then another game discarded it. So their plan is extremely adaptable, and the threat of the combo is also seriously significant. Having the Abrupt Decays and the Okos were both also very dangerous too, because it gives them paths to open up the combo at any point. I don't know, like it's tough. It's not unwinnable for sure, but we're going to lose that match a lot more than we're going to win it. So that's all there is to it. Like I can't be upset about losing the lands because I expect that I'm going to lose to that deck. It was a miracle that we won game 1, I think, and just did not quite work out. We were close in game 2, and game 3 they just fucking obliterated us. And it turns out playing Master of the Pearl Trident was, like before True Name, was not going to do anything either because they had 2 Plague Engineers regardless. So it is what it is. We win some, we lose some. Alright, well, we're on round 4 against RJ Benson 13. This is a perfectly okay hit. We're on the draw, so let's see what you got. Tropical Island, that's usually a good sign for us. Yeah, I'm just going to Brazen Borrower that back to your hand for sure. Let's cast Once Upon a Time because it's free. They might consider dazing this. Like, I want them to daze this. Sure. No. That's totally fine. Actually, that was incorrect. I should play Botanical Sanctum first because if we draw Cavern of Souls, we may need to play that before this. But we now have the ability to Brazen Borrower and then back it up with Force of Will. And they didn't get to flip Delver, so... Okay, that's fine. I'm not concerned about this at all. My clock, I'm more confident in my clock than you are of yours. So, I could actually level this up right now, but do I need to? Like, I could play around another days by keeping this open. I don't really think there's anything that they can play that I want to force, though. Don't flip. No, fuck, they flip. Force of Will. Well, okay, they're definitely going to have Force. Fuck, they had 2 Wastelands? Damn it. We need more land, sorry. At this point, I don't even know if I'm going to cast this Brazen Borrower. I might just level this thing up to 3 to protect it. So, if I force this thing, they're definitely going to force back, but that just clears the way for Brazen Borrower to bounce this. So, I'm actually okay with that. Sure. It just means next turn, Delver's getting bounced. And hopefully, okay, they don't have another thing, so. And True Name Nemesis should be able to erase Delver or even Brazen Borrower at this point. Well, they're taking True Name, so. Certainly we're going to play Brazen Borrower. May as well play this before they can get their, get a force online, so. We're racing them. That's the plan. And that, yeah, they're shitty 1-1. They can attack through it, but what do they got? Tarmogoyf, it's not good. The 1-1's not a problem, the Tarmogoyf might be. I just have to bank that this Delver's not going to flip, because I don't think I can win otherwise. Please do not flip. No flip, no flip, no flip, no flip! Alright. Opponent is not super good at Magic together. Not super good at magical cards. Didn't flip Delver, so it's not an instant or sorcery. So we have a 3-turn clock. If they can't attack with the Delver of Secrets. So they didn't want to draw that. They might have drew a land, though. Do I block with the Curse Catcher here? I may not actually get another chance to. So I think I have to block with Curse Catcher and then attack with both of these. Drawing a Lord doesn't do anything. Yeah, I gotta block this. Because I don't have any other way, like if he flips this then I'm dead, so. Okay. That has to be a good sign for us. Because I don't think the Tarmogoyf alone is good enough to beat these. I would love to pay 1 for that. Because, yeah, now he has 1 card in hand, so I don't... Wastelands, yeah, you lose. Because we definitely... sure. We win. 3 in the air and then 2 in the ground. Okay, is that the... Yeah, there we go. Just barely got there against Sultai Delver, so... That was a grind. Okay, so against the Delver deck, we don't really change very much. I don't think we want the Collector Oof, though. I think we probably want the Dismember. The Chalice is sort of weak, actually, against their deck, because they do have... Well, in some regards it's weak, and in some regards it's not. Jeez, this is difficult. I think on the draw maybe Curse Catcher in general is not like super good against them. So they're gonna bring in Plague Engineer, so we have to have the Dismembers. Like they do have things that answer Chalice, that's for sure, but I don't know what else we can really do with this. So the Hex Drinker is actually very good against their deck. If you can level up Hex Drinker to 4, you can usually get it to 8, and then once you get it to 8, they lose. That's generally how that goes. This is not good. We need threats. This is actually great because we can keep this. We'll put a vial on the bottom, And hopefully we can use this Once Upon a Time to find another land. Yeah, Delver's fine. Merfolk Trickster is going to be good. I think we still probably need Island. Like, a lot of these are all very good choices, but just because of the threat of Abrupt Decay and Wasteland, I think I want... Like, if they decay the Vial, so be it. That's fine. So they didn't flip this, that's a good sign. Ponder, so we might just jam Chalice of the Void this turn. The only thing that sucks is that we don't get Hex Drinker out. So we have two choices. I don't want to put this in Snake, so the other problem is that if I play this and they have like a Fatal Push, they can just push the Trickster. So I think I have to play this on Merfolk, and I have to just... They chose to shuffle, so they may not be flipping Delver anyway. Alright, that's good. It makes it more likely this Trickster will be able to kill this thing in combat. Alright. The Ponder failed to find a thing on top for them to flip, so it's okay. That's not good. So we really need another land. Please land? No! Alright. Alright, Delver's gonna kill us now. Yeah, they revealed Days, though, so now it has to be like Cavern of Souls, too. Like, we're so far behind here. Yeah, like, at this point, we can't win this game. It's too late for this to really matter because they have... I guess... How do we... okay, so let's pretend there's a chance. I have to Trickster and kill the Insectile Aberration. I guess I get Tropical Island. Yeah. You have Veil of Summer. Days. Alright, this is all we can hope for, so... if I kill the Tarmogoyf, then I'm gonna die to this next turn, so I have to kill this and hope I draw a land to get True Name out. If they have Abrupt Decay, I lose. No, okay, so... Alright. Land? Okay, so we're not dead yet. We're not technically dead, because we still have Trickster to kill this Tarmogoyf. Alright. If it resolves, then we're in the game. Okay. Oh shit! We have a chance! We might get there, boys. Alright, we're trying. We are so trying. Alright. We need another land, though. We cannot win without another land. We have to get, like, Oko or True Name or something online. So Delver is offline. They obviously don't... They have to just have a handful of cantrips. Alright, well... Unfortunately, I can't cast any of my cards either. Freaking Wasteland. Alright. So they need to find another Tarmogoyf, and we need to find a land. Bitter Blossom. Okay, that's scary. So I guess that thing is going to kill us, though. Damn it, the Bitter Blossom was good. So let's see. Well, we have to attack, right? Because this still might be good enough anyway. Because they can put us to 1, but they're at 5, so if they attack, then they can't block. No! No! We were so close! Alright. A Lord off the top. Okay, wait. Where are we? No! See, the problem is if we fetch here, we actually still die. You put him to 3. I have to block here and go to 2. If I play True Name Nemesis, I'm dead to the Fairy Rogue. If I play Oko and Elk the Plague Engineer, I can still only attack for 3. If I play Oko and... yeah. Or no, I mean, if I Elk the Engineer, yeah, the Rogue still is going to kill me. Oh my god. Why? I feel like the correct thing to do might be to attack with Trickster, and then we're going to have to throw away Master of the Pearl Trident to this thing, and hope to draw another Lord... well, no, that still doesn't work, though, because they can attack with the Fairy Rogue, and then Wasteland our Tropical Island. Alright, so how do we do this? Oh my god. What if we cast Once Upon a Time, get Cavern of Souls, play the Hex Drinker? Does that work? That might be the only... I think that might be the only line, because then we can trade a Hex Drinker with this thing, and then... is there any possible way we can win then? So they're going to go to 4. They're going to have 1 flying creature. They're going to go to 4. Oh, there's so many ways this can go wrong. But I feel like we need to cast the Once Upon a Time. Because I don't think any of the rest of these are going to do it. Yeah, we cannot crack this because if we crack this, we're dead. So we have to cast the Once Upon a Time. Alright, so here's the deal. I think we need Lord of Atlantis, right? We just have to draw another land next turn. That's it. So we take Lord of Atlantis, and then we have to draw either an island. We have to draw another blue source. So we can attack him for 2, put him to 3. No, he'll go to 2 from the Bitter Blossom. He can attack us down to 1. We can block with the Master of the Pearl Trident. Alright, so taking Lord of Atlantis. This is our only line to victory. Alright. He has to wasteland our tropical islands to not die. But we have to block Master of the Pearl Trident against this thing. Alright. So this is what it comes down to. If he draws anything relevant this turn, or if we fail to draw... if we draw a land next turn and he doesn't do anything... okay. Like, this is all we got. If he has, like, Abrupt Decay, then we die. He has to wasteland this before we untap with it. Once it gets to our main phase, it's too late. Yeah, okay. So here we go. Top deck. Do we find a blue source? Yes! Lord of Atlantis! This was the line. All right. Do you have it? Do you have something? Oh my god. No! They're gonna die to Bitter Blossom! This is great. Sure. Okay. No attacks. Alright. Bitter Blossom kills their opponent! Yes! It has to, right? We found the line. Oh, that was an incredible game. This is like the kind of match that makes me love Legacy, because we had like a bunch of different things that could have happened there, and look at how tight and how careful we had to be with that match in order to pull off that win. Like, we found the only line that worked, and it's just, that's how it, like, I guess that's, yeah. I don't even know if Hex Drinker would have been good enough. I think we had to do exactly what we did to win that, and fuck. Bitter Blossom is a double-edged sword. That card can bite you just as easily as it helps you, so. Very good games, opponent. Like, that was really close, so. That's the kind of Magic I live for. You know, we have these nice, like, fair back and forth games where you play a stupid card like Plague Engineer, and then I have stupid Island Walk cards like and stuff like Chalice, and we just keep trading back and forth until one of us manages to like sneak past for the win. So that's Magic as Richard Garfield intended it. None of this like Echo the Aeons or like Underworld Breach nonsense. Screw that. Sorry. Well, we're 3-1, so let's see if we can like finish off strong here. We've already got our money back for this league, so I consider that a success already. But let's see, can we get one more? One more, and then we're good. Okay. Let's see. Once Upon a Time, though, that definitely won us that game, because it let us dig for the Lord that we needed to win, and we were able to top deck the land, so. Oh, it looks like, so anybody who plays MTG Arena, if you voted for PVDR as the champion, it looks like they recalled the championship trophy pet on Arena for some reason. I guess there's some bug with it. So, I don't know, I just got the email for that from them like a few minutes ago. No, actually it was like an hour ago, I lied, but I just saw it now, so just figured, yeah, you know, figured I'd mention it while I see it. It's relevant news. Just happened during this stream, so. Alright, last round. Let's see if we can do it strong. Come on, Hexfish is working out for us this time. At least we had matchup diversity this time. That was nice. We got a little bit of everything. Some combo, some prison, some mid, you know, I guess like a tempo mirror. Yeah, we are up against this guy again. So what did we say he was playing? Wings, Zero, NFC. This was not the prison guy. This was, oh fuck, this was the Lance guy, wasn't it? I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna play Once Upon a Time to get a land. I think this was the Lance player. No, you know what? No, this might have been the Sneak and Show player. So, if that's the case, that's fine. I guess we get Botanical Sanctum. Alright, well, we're going to find out, like, we don't have control over who we're playing against, but it's definitely one of those two decks. Okay, so this was the Sneak and Show player. Which means Trickster is pretty good against their deck. Yeah, Ponder. So we're just going to play Lord and hope that they don't kill us. And here, I think we do want to draw a land so I don't fetch. Beautiful. We're not going to have very many opportunities. No! Oh my god! That was a blunder. We just wastelanded ourselves. Shit. Well, okay, that's definitely going to hurt our chances of winning this match, for sure. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm not this bad at Magic, I promise. It just looks like it because right now I've been doing this for, like, how long is this now? We are at like an hour and 45. I'm not fresh, and I'm still trying to talk and do things at the same time instead of focusing on playing. Alright, well, let's play Lord now. If they have show and tell, then I guess we have to force it. They could force back. Okay, well, Trickster's a good sign. Let's hold up Trickster here. They didn't do anything. That means they're probably setting up. They're just trying to find a turn where they can safely go off here. Yeah. Okay. Just a bunch of mana sources. Interesting. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to put a Trickster in play. So we need an aggro. We have to try, like, if they try to, like, put Emrakul or something in play, we really need to be able to race it, so. And right now, I can flash in Trickster and play Lord in my turn, so that does technically kill them. And I have double force here, so this will be 11 damage exactly. Are we going to win despite the blunder? Alright, people, what you have just witnessed is the textbook definition of pulling a homer. To pull a homer is to succeed despite idiocy. Yeah. Alright. So I think we figured this out last time. Oko, no go. We also took out True Name Nemesis. This is too slow for this match. We could consider bringing in some Dismembers, because we definitely know he has this thing this time. I think the Dismember is better than the Collector Oath. Alright, that's fine. We'll run it like this. You could bring in the Reclamation Sage. That's also totally reasonable. But I'm going to bring in the Dismember because I think we would rather try to use like Force of Negation on the on the other thing. This hand's actually pretty good. I'm going to keep. We have forces and we have Hex Drinkers to get out. Let's see. You're going to preordain or you're going to wait till my turn to like Brainstorm. All right, that's a very good card. Let's play Hex Drinker. Because we have double forces up now. And it's just going to be like last time. We're going to hold on to the Trickster as long as we can, but we really want to keep the forces. So next turn I'm going to play Hex Drinker and just level one of them up almost definitely. Alright. A Braid? That's fine. In general, don't ever counter their removal spells. It's not worth it. I have no reason to suspect that this is going to be a Blood Moon deck, but just in case, I will get the basic island. Now, next turn we can level this thing up to 4 if we so choose. Sure, Brainstorm. Once we get it to level 4, we're safe. And if they try to abrade it again, I might actually protect it this time because we need this to be a clock to victory. So we're almost certainly not playing any other card that we draw here. So, okay, well this is good news for us. Alright, Botanical is fine. This means next turn it can be level 8. If they force back, we just force again. They forced pitching Force, which means the chances that they have another Force are extremely low. Alright, well, I guess Merfolk. Because if we draw Trickster, we want to be able to flash that in. But this is very good. No, wait. Lag. Is this... What's going on? Do we win, or is the MTGO just crapping out? Okay, never mind. It was just lag. Yep, Ponder. So they have to rebuild now. So presumably they have like Emrakul or Gristlebrand in hand, but no way to actually put it in play just yet. And even if they do, it may not be good enough. Because chances are we're going to play Hexdrinker, and then literally any other permanent we find, we would just want to play that as well. So that way we can protect our Hexdrinker from Emrakul making a sacrifice our board. We're kind of bluffing Daze right now because we have the island, so I'm not going to just F6 through his turn because I want him to think that Daze could be a thing. If Daze is a card that some Merfolk decks reasonably run. Once upon a time, I guess we attack first. I guess it doesn't really matter here. We just get like Cavern of Souls and play it on Snake. Because now they can't counter this. Alright, good luck, opponent. You're at 1 life, you have to kill us this turn. Sneak attack, Gristlebrand, I think is the only option that keeps you alive, maybe. Okay, good job. You did it, opponent. Alright, 4-1, so that was a lot better that time. But in fairness, though, our 4-1 was kind of mitigated by the fact that our matchups were not total trash like they were before. So we actually played against, you know, the kind of decks that we normally want to see. So we played against the prison. We played against the red prison deck, which is usually okay. We played against Sneak Attack twice. Yeah, that's usually okay. That's probably favorable for us most of the time. Merfolk Tricksters is very good in that matchup. Fencer out of the sideboard, and so is Caracas, like both great cards there. Sultai Delver, that's usually like, yeah, or you know what? No, this is Legacy. Legacy is Bug Delver. All right, let's get it straight. We played against Bug Delver. Fuck this Sultai shit. So yeah, we played against the Delver deck, which that can go either way. Like Sultai Delver, out of all of them, is one of the harder ones, I think. Yeah, it's tough. Like the easiest one for us is probably Rug Delver with, so the red cards don't really do nearly as much as the black cards do. Stuff like Abrupt Decay is just insanely more, or it's insanely better against us. Yeah, I don't know. Like Pyroblast is kind of meaningless for the most part against like True Name Nemesis and Hex Drinker, and it's also not great because of Cavern of Souls. Like we can just put our stuff into play uncounterably, and if Chalice is on one, just deals with it anyway. Whereas stuff like Abrupt Decay is way better, because Abrupt Decay still at least kills Hex Drinker. You can use it to kill a Chalice of the Void, so it can unlock some other important spells like Fatal Push. Yeah, so sometimes, even against the Rug decks, you can get like all your Merfolk to be like 4/4s and get them out of bolt range. So stuff like Lightning Bolt is not always okay. It can go at your face, which is sometimes dangerous, but Oko also threatens to just outrace Lightning Bolt if it sticks long enough. Whereas like Fatal Push is guaranteed to like kill the thing you want to kill. Like if you hit a Lord with it, like there's no vialing in a Lord to save it and then getting blown out. It's just the Lord is going to die to Fatal Push. So yeah, and also Thoughtseize, just taking like the important cards in turn 1 is just way better too. So yeah, as far as Delvers go, like probably I would say the Bug Delver deck is tied with maybe Blue-Red Delver. Like, Blue-Red Delver is a lot more refined. They have the critical mass of burn that can actually kill you. Stuff like Rug Delver, and if you ever go up against Jeskai, like Delver, like that's not particularly great. They have Stoneforge Mystic, but we also have a lot of cards that just like blow that out too. Like stuff like Collector Oof, Reclamation Sage, like that I don't really believe in the ability of that deck to really get us that well. So yeah, Rug and Grixis is probably a little bit harder than Rug, but I still think Grixis is one of the easier Delver decks. Usually you see more Grixis control type decks, and they're leaning on Planeswalkers and stuff instead of like the tempo threats of like Delver and Gurmag Angler, just filling up the graveyard quick to get out a 5/5. So I mean, the control decks do that too, but Delver's a little bit more aggressive about just trying to put things into play very fast. So, I don't think you see it very often. I think a lot right now, like the ones that I'm most concerned about would probably be Blue-Red and Sultai. No, Bug, come on, ow, come on. You know better than that. The guild, or like the shard names are for other formats. This is classic. We go by the classics: Rug and Bug and Patriot and what the hell's the other one? Canadian Threshold. Yeah, that like if you're playing, yeah, any of those kind of things. You use the correct names in this format, damn it. So yeah, and then the Lands is just a match. Like we were close against Lands. We almost stole a win against them, but just too much. Don't realistically expect to win the Lands matchup most of the time. Like, it's not unwinnable, but at the same time, it's very, very hard and kind of relies on them to not draw well. So, if you can keep them off of, drawing the important spells in their deck and do it for long enough, then you can get there, but it's not always going to be possible to do that. So, whatever. If we lose against Lands, we lose against Lands. That's all there is to it. It's the same thing. Like if we lose against Turbo Depths, then we lose against Turbo Depths. We don't walk into a Legacy League expecting that we're going to beat those decks. We walk into a league hoping that we're not going to have to play against them, and if we do, so be it. We do our best to just move on. So, I got to say, I was pretty impressed with Once Upon a Time. I think I might. So, this is pretty close to the list I might try for this weekend. Once Upon a Time did some work against the Bug Delver deck. Like this card literally was our victory by getting the Lord of Atlantis and letting us have a chance to top deck the blue source for victory in the face of Plague Engineer and Bitter Blossom. So And I think just in general, this card's just very strong. Being able to... It makes the mulligans a lot better, too, because then if you're missing a land or a creature, this can usually find at least one of each of them to choose from. So... And also, like, any hand that has, like, Aether Vial, one land, and then Once Upon a Time, when you're mulliganing to that, that's going to automatically be a keepable hand, just on the basis of those 3 cards. Like, this... Well, maybe not automatically, but it's pretty damn close. Like, as long as, you know, the rest of your hand is not just solid lands, like, this guarantees that if you're light on lands, you can find more lands. If you're light on creatures, then you can find more creatures. So, yeah, I think that Once Upon a Time did fairly well in this deck. There might be a few things I might tweak. Maybe we don't want the Collector Oof in the main deck. Maybe you can just, like, cut... I mean, this is also a card that we could play in the main deck if we wanted. This card could go to the sideboard, and we could play, like, another, like, Borrower, or just maybe something else. I'm not sure. I mean, there's also the possibility that, like, you could play something like Caracas in the main deck and just dig for it with Once Upon a Time, because it's still a card that's relevant if you're going up against Reanimator. Like, on turn 0, like I said, you can dig for this. If they reanimate something like Iona, you can still just Once Upon a Time get Caracas, and, like, you're still in that game now. Even if they Iona blue, like, all of a sudden now you're not actually just straight dead. So Caracas in the main deck is definitely a thing. Or, you know, maybe some other utility land. You can play a 19th land instead of this card. That's totally fine. I think in the paper meta that I'm going into, there's probably not going to be that much Breach, so I don't know if I want all 3 of these. I know I'm definitely going to be facing off against a Blood Moon deck, so there's a reasonable chance that I might want to change this card. I mean, this could be in the main deck and switched with this, or this could also be Echoing Truth. That's fine, but I know that that's what I have to expect. Like, there's regular Storm players, like, you know, Ad Nauseam Tendrils there, and like there's a little bit of everything. Some 4-color Maverick. I see, like, Death and Taxes, Blue-Red Delvers, some Miracles. You know, not so many Reanimator decks, so I don't know if I'll go with Leyline of the Void for that. I might lean more on, like, Relic of Progenitus and, like, a Grafdigger's Cage. Just because the Relic is going to be better against the Maverick decks I know that I'm going to have to face, so... In paper, I might tweak this list a little bit, but honestly, I think this is very close. We didn't really go up against a deck where we needed Leyline, so we didn't get to have that fun experience, but I guess for online play, I'm just going to keep it here until we've run into it and see how it does. So, alright, I have talked long enough. You guys have been great. Thank you for supporting this channel. I know we're rapidly approaching 200 subscribers, in which... It's honestly, like, mind-blowing to me that, like, that many of you enjoy watching me play Magic online. Like, I would have never guessed that. So, and I know, like, maybe it doesn't seem like a lot, but it seems like a lot to me, because I probably don't even know, like, 200 people in, like, real life. So, when you start to think about that, like, how many people, if they're just standing, like, on the corner of the street, just, like, having a party or something, that's a pretty damn large party. So, yeah. Just the fact that, like, there are so many of you out there that, like, are subscribed and are watching these, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Really, it means the world to me. So thank you so much. That's the reason I keep doing all this. Alright, well, that's all I got for now. The next league is not going to be Legacy. Almost definitely not, because we've done enough for this for right now. It'll probably be Modern or Pioneer. Well, not probably. It's definitely going to be one of those two. So I have a list that I'm looking at for Pioneer right now, and I have a list with Once Upon a Time and Modern that I'm also looking at. So it depends. I don't know what I'm going to go with yet, but that'll be the next league, one of those two. And then probably whichever one I do next, then the other one is going to be the league after that. So we'll get some more of that content going, because I don't want to leave all of you other formats hanging. Legacy had to wait a little while to get theirs, but now we just got 3 in a row for this, so now it's time to go back and play a little bit of the other ones too. So, alright, well, like I said, thanks everybody, and have a good day.